Okay, in this tutorial I will be teaching you how to create sample lines in AutoCAD Civil 3D 2022. First, to create sample lines you need to have an alignment, and in order to best utilize your sample lines you need to have a surface, whether this surface is an existing ground surface or a design finished road surface or drainage surface. Whatever it may be, you need the surface. In some instances you may also need to have created a corridor, but of course a design surface comes before, the design surface comes after creation of the corridor, of which the corridor comes after the creation of an assembly. So the points, the lengths and shapes that are created within the assembly are so important in the creation of a surface, and so is during the creation of cross sections. So in this particular tutorial I'm going to show you how to create sample lines. To create sample lines you simply run to the profile and sections view tabs and click sample lines. Once you click sample lines, AutoCAD asks you to select an alignment, or you press enter to select the alignment that is within the drawing. In this very drawing we have the main alignment called the KK alignment, or we also have a widening. So whichever alignment you may need to use, you may select that. The alignment acts as a baseline or the center line along which the cross sections will be viewed. So to create sample lines we need to have an alignment. Then you select the alignment you desire, whether it's a widening or alignment or any other number of alignments that you may have in the drawing that may appear below. So once you're done, or you may actually click the alignment, and there we go, and then click OK. Once you click OK, the create sample line group dialog appears, and in this one you need to select the sources that the sample line may gather information. In this very dialog we have the data source, the type here we have the surface, this is a surface, and then this is a corridor, this is a corridor surface, this is a corridor, and this is a corridor what? Surface. So we also need to, this column shows you whether to sample it or not sample by merely clicking these boxes. And then the style. So once you double click in that field, this dialog appears for you to select the style of the surface or the corridor. In this very create sample line group dialog, I'll give the sample line group a name, maybe called tutorial, such that in a next tutorial video we may sample or use this very group of sample lines to create cross sections. You can have a group, very many groups of sample lines. So from these groups you can create cross sections. So the more groups of sample lines you have, the more different cross sections you may have. So once you have given it a name as tutorial, maybe you can also change the sample line style, and also maybe edit the sample line style, you know, in the way you desire, or change the name to a different name, like that. There are a lot of information here, but you may not exhaust everything. In this very tutorial I'll sample the KKOGL, I'll also sample the trial and then the trial surface, but I will not sample this one, so I'll uncheck them like that and then click OK. So it will ask me specify station along the baseline, which is the what? The alignment. The best practice, unless you want to create a cross section at one particular chain edge, then can you actually just type in the station. For example, if I want it at kilometer 9 plus 300, which is around this station, I can just click in 9, sorry, I can just type in 9 plus 300 and then press enter. When I press enter, it will ask for what? The swap length, so, the swath length. The swath length you may specify whichever you need. Okay, then I'll first turn on the object snapping, which is this one. Then swath length, you can check enter the swath width 25. Apparently it is set to 25, but you may specify it by just merely typing in maybe like 25 and press enter, and the asking for the right swath width. The swath width is the distance from the center line or from the alignment to the left hand side where your sample line should sample or source information, whereas the left swath width is the distance from the center line, which is the alignment, to the extreme right point where you want your cross section to stop, or the cross section should show information up to what distance from the alignment perpendicularly. Okay, sometimes you may alter the cross section in case maybe you want to have a skewed box culvert and then you want to show information in the way the river flows across the road, and maybe you may want to skew the sample line so that you can actually have a cross section that actually depicts the information across. For that, we shall also press enter such that the alignment appears. In this case is the alignment, which has actually appeared, and you'll appreciate the style of the cross of the sample line. But you may need to change it. The sample line style under display, may turn this to green, and then okay, this is the line, then apply. Then the line type I may say continuous, so that is continuous. Okay, click apply, enter. So this is the sample line. To extend the sample line without actually altering the angle, you click this node and then push. But if you want to alter the angle, you click the very last node, this one. This one, if you want to extend without altering the angle. If you want to alter the angle, then this is it. Okay, I think that is understood. Then this is good, I think. You can just slightly push it. So this is a sample line. We can actually have very many sample lines. I'll show you the other approach to create a sample line in a group. Right now, in the group of tutorial, we only have this sample line, but I also want to show you how you can create sample lines. The most commonly approach is to create sample lines to a specific interval. Let's say of 20 meters. After every 20 meters, we create a sample line, such that we can visualize through cross sections what our corridor will appear. So the next, we shall create sample lines. So we create a group of them. In this case, we just created one. If you want to create a cross section and want to see how a particular region appears, then you can create one sample line. But if you want to create sample lines along the corridor for maybe a kilometer, but how do you do that? So maybe click the alignment. Once you click the alignment, maybe you want to have a different group, because now this is already a group created. Maybe you want a new one. Okay, then if you want to do that, maybe we can keep the group as the same, but I want to show you how to create very many sample lines at a different interval. Okay, then I will do this. I'll go to by range of stations. When you want to create very many, you say by range of stations. If you want to create at a station which is by default, then you create it. But then I want by range of stations. When the by range of stations comes, you can try to expand this. Then you can actually dictate that the station range, I need it from the start station, then the end station. But I may say no, I want it from kilometer 9 plus 400, okay, up to kilometer 9 plus 100. Sorry, plus 500. I just want a stretch of 100 meters. Then I'll end the left swath width and right swath width will be kept at 25. So the total span or total width of the cross section will be 50 meters, left and right. Then the sample line increments, I want to keep them at 20 along spirals, curves, and tangents. Then do I need sample lines at the start station? True. I also need it at the end station. Then you click